Okay, here's Mark. Mark gave me a ride, and I'll put his shuttle service number on the YouTube later on. So, at any rate, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Happy trails.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Okay, July 21, day 112, and I'm here at Gathright State Park in Maryland. And let me show you around. Here is the big monument. This is the monument to war correspondents who Gathright was. And there was a big battle here during the Civil War, which my great-great-grandfather was in. During the Battle of, well, just before the Battle of Antietam, the Confederates invaded Maryland, trying to get the war out of Virginia, as their crops had been decimated, and Lee was hoping to get Marylanders to side with the Confederacy. And so they came across the river and camped near Frederick, Maryland, which is over that way a bit. And while they were camped there, Lee gave orders to his troops about where to go, which was through this gap here, Crampton's Gap, and then where they would go after that. Unfortunately, one of his generals had wrapped the orders up in cigar papers and lost them, and a few days later the Union general was given the Confederate orders, and then they knew where to chase the Confederates to. There's an AT blaze right there. And I still want to go over there. Look at these things. So sorry, I'm so disjointed, but at any rate, there was a big battle here as the Union forces came up to try and catch Lee, and Lee had a desperate fight here while he was fighting a rear guard situation, trying to hold off the Union Army from hitting him really hard. And the Confederates retreated down that way and eventually made a stand at Sharpsburg, also known as Antietam. And there was, of course, the biggest single day loss of life in the Civil War at Antietam, just down the hill. Nice, wide, fairly level trail here, heading south towards Weaverton Cliffs and Harper's Ferry. I guess this is why people can do the 4-state challenge in 24 hours. Yeah, I had no interest in doing that. Throughout much of the hike, I've been seeing big rocks piled up on the, you can see those in the distance there. All along the ridge crest, there's a big spine of I guess it's not, well, it might be quartzite. It's just not Tuscarora because it's probably too old for that. Oops.
This is the geologic map for the area. The green area is the Blue Ridge Complex, and you can see it's very thin here. And here is a description of the rock underneath the Appalachian Trail in this area.
Okay, I'm about, 5.7 miles, I think, into my hike now. And so the AT that I go south today is that away, but I'm going to go take the 0.2 of a mile down to Weaverton Cliffs. Do I really want to do this? Should be a really good view. Okay, I reached Weaverton Cliffs here in Maryland. Oh, hopefully I can avoid falling over them. And so right through that gap there, that's Harper's Ferry. In fact, the little bit of the river you can see through the gap is the Shenandoah River. And then I hiked yesterday over that mountain. That's the Blue Ridge. But on this side of the river, where's my finger? That's called Elk Ridge. Actually, it's still part of the Blue Ridge. And that over there, that's Short Mountain, and I'm on South Mountain. And of course, the big river beneath me is the Potomac. And the railroad tracks down there, the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. Obviously a very historic place. You can see right there, that's Route 340 going to Frederick, Maryland. Looking more to the east, you can see Bull Run Mountain in the far distance there. At any rate, not a great view, huh? Okay, this is the end of my section for right now. I'm gonna try and get a ride to Harper's Ferry so I can hike the 4-mile section that I haven't hiked to here. Okay, I'm back here at Route 340. The bridge that I went on yesterday is right over there. And I'm now clambering up this section. I'm heading northbound on the AT. I'm just starting the section that goes through Harper's Ferry, which I didn't do. So I got this ride with a really nice couple from the Washington-Baltimore area, and got to tell them about through hiking, and I guess they're going to check out the YouTube page. So if you guys are watching this, again, I really thank you for being instrumental in getting me this 4-mile section. So that was fun. I was telling them about all the different kinds of through hikers, purists like myself, those who hike blue blaze trails to take shortcuts, yellow blazers who take roads, aqua blazers who paddle sections, and then I told them about pink blazers, guys who see a beautiful girl on the trail and try and catch up with her so they can have a romance on the trail. I know there's the opposite of that for a woman, but I forgot what it was. Anyhow, they started laughing because apparently sometime in their past he saw her on a trail and decided she was the one. That was a great moment. At any rate, so he's a pink blazer, and me, I'm a huffer and puffer going up this hill into Harper's Ferry. And I know I'm gonna have to go straight down the other side. Dadgummit. Okay, there's the Shenandoah Bridge that I crossed yesterday. And Here I am hiking towards downtown Harper's Ferry. So there's the Jefferson Rock, looking down the stream there. Here it tells about the Jefferson Rock. On your right comes up the Shenandoah, having ranged along the foot of the mountain 100 miles to seek a vent. On your left approaches the Potomac, in quest of a passage also. In the moment of their junction, they rush together against the mountain, render it asunder, and pass off to the sea. This scene is worth a voyage across the Atlantic, which is how Thomas Jefferson described the view from here during a visit to Harper's Ferry in 1783. Onward. Okay, here's the ruins of St. John's Episcopal Church, built in 1852. Suffered as a hospital and barracks during the Civil War. I think this is the new St. John's down here. Okay, over there is, well, you can see the bridge going across the Potomac River, and the big cliff there is Maryland Heights, and I used to rock climb right there, and that's where somebody fell like 130 feet on top of me, and I ended up stopping their fall by catching the rope. The guy lived. At any rate, it's a long story. Here's an interesting set of Stairmasters on the trail. Wow, that's pretty cool. Carved right out of the rock. Ooh la la. Don't they offer milkshakes to hikers here? So that is the U.S. Armory in 1859 that John Brown raided, and then was trapped inside when a regiment of United States military led by Robert E. Lee, and I think it was, well, Robert E. Lee was, I think, a captain at the time. Here's a bunch of plaques commemorating the capture of Harper's Ferry by the Confederates on September 5th, 1862. I was wrong earlier about what happened at Gathright. My great-great-grandfather was not there. He was part of the forces that were in this general area, but he was here in Harper's Ferry with Stonewall Jackson and A.P. Hill to capture the federal arsenal here, which he did quite well. And then they moseyed on over to Sharpsburg for that battle to join the rest of the Confederate forces over there. Okay, so now I'm hiking across the Potomac River on the Appalachian Trail Bridge. There's the river. It's really right down there. Here it's really warm today. That was interesting, a combination lock. That way if you break up, you can get your lock back. Oh my God. Well, there's the cliff I used to climb. And welcome to Maryland. Gosh, I've done the 3-state challenge today in about 1 hour. Virginia, West Virginia, and now Maryland. Sorry. So this big ditch here, that's the remnants of the C&O Canal. My memory serves me correct. It was constructed in 1824. That's roughly right if I'm wrong, a little bit wrong. And it served as the main freight link. That's the lock on the C&O Canal there. Some parts of it they have restored with water in it, but not right here. So this that I'm going to be hiking on for the next few miles is the C&O Canal towpath. So they had the barges in here in the ditch on the left, and then this path they had I don't know if it was donkeys or horses pulling the boats along in the canal. The canal was 184 miles long. I think it went from Washington, D.C. to, I think, to Hagerstown or Hancock or something like that. At any rate, makes for some pretty moderate hiking. You can see here that the trail goes, the trail in the C&O Canal towpath goes right next to the Potomac River. Maybe I'll take a swim later. Okay, I just turned off the C&O Canal towpath. I'm heading north on the AT trail. A little redundancy there. And not too far, I guess, from the Weaverton parking lot where my car is. Another bridge to go under. I guess this is going under 340. Whew. I think I have just a couple tenths of a mile to the parking lot. Already a little place.